Welcome, guys, to How the Frack We Got Here, a show that takes the news and events of the week and try to make sense out of it all. I'm your host, the most Will Buchanan, and on this show, we simply are all about the facts. There are plenty of news stations out there that simply want to do anything short but inform you. Here at How the Frack We Got Here, that's all we believe in. We go up to the left, we go up to the right, we go up to the middle of independence, we go after all sides because there's more than one side of a story to everything. And you need to know it all in order to actually to actually formulate your own opinion. And that's what we try to do here at How the Frack We Got Here. Thanks for listening, and hold on. It's going to be fun. All right, guys. Today's date, February 26, 2025, and this is How the Frack We Got Here. I'm your host, the most Will Buchanan. How the Frack We Got Here. We do take the events of the week and try to make sense of it all. Before we do get started, guys, let you know that we are a news podcast. We do try to pride ourselves on using the most reputable sites of award-winning journalism and research. We do not do sensational news like Fox News, The Blaze, The Daily Beast, whatever extreme left or extreme right you get your views from. We simply don't do that. We just provide you with nothing but facts. At the same time, guys, we do try to watch our language on the show, but sometimes words do fly. At the same time, guys, there may be some things that might be shown here that might be too intense for younger viewers, so viewer discretion is advised. Aside from that, welcome. So how do we start this? Well, before we get into the celestial trash pool that is Trump, we do need to actually give our flowers and honor a singer who has now passed, Roberta Flack. You may know the name, but you definitely know the song.
Roberta Flack's voice was unmistakable. Singing my life with his words, killing me softly. Her version of Killing Me Softly with his song, winning 2 Grammys in 1973.
When I first heard the words "Killing Me Softly" with his song, just the sound of those words together had such magic for me.
Her smooth vocal style, her poetic soulful ballads, her grace on the piano, one of the top recording artists of the 1970s. Roberta Flack was born outside Asheville, North Carolina in 1937. She was a classically trained pianist, so gifted, she received a full scholarship at 15 years old to Howard University.
First musical memory is Jesus loves me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so.
And that was a very strong memory for me because that's where my Sunday school superintendent discovered that I had extra musical talent.
She became a school music teacher, and she would perform at night for pursuing her dream.
The transition from the classroom to the stage was a very easy, smooth one for me personally. I really think that the facility was the direct result of my being prepared. The first time ever I saw you.
Her version, The First Time Ever I Saw Your Face, becoming her first hit after Clint Eastwood asked to use it in his 1971 movie Misty for Me. It would go on to win a Grammy. She would win 4 Grammys in all, a 5th Grammy for Lifetime Achievement. Roberta Flack died today at the age of 88, surrounded by family after a battle with ALS.
Definitely rest in peace, Miss Roberta Flack, because again, if you've heard "Killing Me Softly," her voice, her iconic voice, will never be forgotten. But definitely rest in power. Now, although it was nice to hear a wonderful melody, now we got to get to the bullshit. What I mean by the bullshit, guys, is that although if you look at Fox News and every other right-centered news media right now, they're trying to sit there and say the Republicans got something done. That, Mike Johnson in the House of Republicans actually passed a budget to where it now goes to the Senate. Of course, with the Republicans now having majority in the House and the Senate, what people should actually be worried about is what's in the budget, or I should say, what's not in the budget.
Overnight, a win for President Trump. But it wasn't easy.
Thank you all for staying on a long night. We got it done.
House Republicans voting for the budget plan Trump endorsed, aiming to fund his mass deportation plan, implement a massive $4.5 trillion tax cut, and slash between $1.5 and $2 trillion from the federal budget. Every Democrat voted no, including one who flew back with her 4-week-old son.
We were here to fight for
Hardline GOP deficit hawks believe the steep spending cuts aren't enough and promise to push for more as the process moves ahead to the next step, forcing the president to play a key role in shoring up support.
Look, Trump has been an incredible ally in this whole process, talking to anybody that we asked that really needed to clarify things.
Some Republicans holding out earlier in the day.
Where we're going with this thing. It's just ridiculous.
Convinced after speaking with Trump.
The president assured me that he would work towards cuts. He's never lied to me. He's like my wife. She's never lied to me, and I'm always trusted her.
A similar bill passed in the Senate, but only deals with half of Trump's agenda. The two sides will now to work out their differences. The narrow margins will make this a difficult task, especially because Republicans want trillions in cuts, but won't say where those cuts are coming from. 86% of the federal budget comes from defense, Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid, which covers healthcare costs for disabled and low-income Americans. It will be difficult to cut that much without impacting the programs millions of Americans rely on.
Can you get to $1.5 trillion without cutting Medicare and Medicaid?
I'm not cutting benefits to Medicaid recipients.
So what are the next steps here, Ryan, and what are the potential roadblocks?
Well, Savannah, the Senate has already passed their version of this budget plan, but it only deals with about half of the agenda items on President Trump's list. Now, the bill passed in the House last night would also have a very difficult time getting 51 votes in the Senate. So the two chambers are going to have to try and decide if they want to try and pass just one massive bill or break it into parts. At this point, President Trump has said that his preference is, of course, one big, beautiful bill.
So let me go ahead and say what they're not saying, because, again, if you haven't noticed about the bill they try to pass, and we talked about this last week, what the Republicans want to do. First and foremost, they're not going to cut defense. They won't, even though it makes up almost nearly 90% of the U.S. budget. They're not cutting defense. They're going to increase it. So where are the cuts coming from, you're asking? Of course, from the places they said they wouldn't do. $880 billion will be cut from 880 billion, that's with a B, will be cut from Medicare and Medicaid. $230 billion will be cut from agriculture. Now, you are probably wondering, why am I saying agriculture? Well, there's a certain thing that a lot of people depend on that's under agriculture. That is food benefits, EBT, SNAP, those things. Yeah, that's under the agriculture side of things, which is crazy because they have now just been told if this budget passes, you have to cut $230 billion from that, as well as for housing, as well as for urban projects and things of that nature. But again, $880 billion from Medicare and Medicaid. What does that mean? A lot of people are about to lose benefits. But Will, didn't Trump say that he was going to eliminate taxes on overtime, Social Security payments, and tips? Well, he said that shit, but it's not in the bill. That was just to get you guys to vote along, because for all those that didn't actually listen to it, and we talked about this as well, if you remove taxes on overtime, which sounds great, or tips, which sounds great, which was actually agreed to by both parties. However, it was never implemented. It wasn't implemented in the Senate bill. It wasn't implemented in the House of Representative bill. Basically, what they have just done, as far as Republicans have done, they have done what Paul Ryan was trying to do his entire time when he was House Speaker. He salivated at the fact of going after the Medicare and Medicaid money because why? They're following the conservative playbook. We'll make it completely worthless. We will wreck it to its core, and then we privatize it. And then we pick the bones for our wealthy donor friends to take hold of. They're doing this already with school choice and the Department of and their impending pursuit of eliminating the Department of Education while trying to push education back to states. They're already trying to do it. So, and a lot of people, again, and I've said this before, will not understand it, but they will feel it if they enjoy these benefits. So, if you have EBT or food stamps or SNAP benefits, you may not have them if this bill passes. If this bill passes the Senate and it gets to Doritos' desk, Doritos / Elon Musk desk, you might not have that. Or Medicare, Medicaid, the biggest group of voters out there, older voters. No, and all I can sit there and say is what happens when those voters that turn around and voted for Trump lose their benefits. You're already seeing on social media that some people who have businesses or some people that were getting benefits are now trying to plead their case to Trump because, well, I still trust the president, but under his administration, my government contract for my business got canceled, or my benefits got canceled, or my job, or my wife who had a job doesn't have a job anymore. Please, Trump, help. Trump does not give a shit. Why? Because you guys handed him the greatest gift you can give him. He avoided jail. Yeah, he avoided jail. And even now, he's still taking a victory lap because you know why? Co-president Elon Musk, the douchebag that he is, and his Department of Government Efficiency have now given him an idea that, again, it has no merit. It's not possible, but yet it's got people's attention. Doge checks for $5K. But wait, I understand where they're coming from.
Says he's considering sending payments to taxpayers using money saved by the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE. Thank you for staying with us here at 5:30. I'm David Wade.
And I'm Tiffany Chan. Courtney is off. The idea, nicknamed the DOGE dividend, could mean $5,000 for every household, but economists say the plan isn't likely to take shape. Remember those COVID-era stimulus checks? Well, President Trump says he's considering another round of direct payments to taxpayers, this time using savings uncovered by the DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency.
There's even under consideration a new concept where we give 20% of the DOGE savings to American citizens and 20% goes to paying down debt.
Some local economists are amused by the idea, like Questrom School of Business professor Jay Zagorski.
A brilliant political move. Right now, the Department of Government Efficiency is getting a lot of pushback from a large number of groups.
It wasn't hard for us to find critics of the so-called DOGE dividends.
We don't need it now. I mean, he's trying to bribe people into liking him. And it's like, I don't like him. I'm not going to be bribed to like him. When we were in the pandemic, the people needed the money. Now, what's it for?
If we're really saving anything, it's just going right back out.
That's not any kind of movement that just decides that.
Professor Zagorski says he's skeptical DOGE will be able to trim $2 trillion in government spending.
I'm just not sure the savings are there.
Adding that these DOGE dividends could make inflation worse for Americans.
And if we start mailing out large checks to large numbers of people, wow, that's going to put a big boost in inflation because Trump's putting on tariffs. And tariff means more expensive goods and services.
Well, some taxpayers say if they got the checks.
Well, we're all giving it. We all take it. We complain about it all the same. What can fix our problems? Is it money? I honestly don't know.
Well, David.
So the thing about this is with the Doge dividend checks, because whenever it comes to Trump, he has to put his name on it. He always has to put his name on it. And so that's not surprising that he wants to turn around and, well, for lack of better words, basically try to sit there and try to take credit for it. He did the same thing with Biden, guys.
for decades, a group of DC-based journalists, the White House Correspondents Association, has long dictated which journalists get to ask questions of the President of the United States in these most intimate spaces. Not anymore. I am proud to announce that we are going to give the power back to the people who read your papers, who watch your television shows, and who listen to your radio stations. Moving forward, the White House press pool will be determined by the White House press team. Legacy outlets who have participated in the press pool for decades will still be allowed to join, fear not, but we will also be offering the privilege to well-deserving outlets who have never been allowed to share in this awesome responsibility.
Okay, sorry about that, everybody. We had a little bit. I guess if you talk about Facebook or if you talk about Zuckerberg, they want to get rid of you. So apologize. Let's try this again. So let me know.
Take a seat in this briefing.
Oh, quiet you. So let me start this again, guys, because we were actually showing the video of, again, Trump was making his declaration